work, don't eat.
Weki kape tiu pe miri chem.
So that same Leviticus 19 that says everyone work,
Levi chora para bon wena me komuni jolo mirtija.
Jesus quotes and says, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yesu ne komuni mono ma worni nyo jomela ngiri bala ne kiti mare kere.
So if you love your neighbor, you don't give them a fish.
Kayini maro e winya be. Jomela ngiri jome turu nyo jayini go harkege. Pay me ugi rech.
You get them a fish net, and they have to teach 12 others how to fish.
Yinmiri mi gi makoene rechacha we gino ko punyang jokene ni naraj.
So that there are no poor among you.
We ngatro me obera chan bida pay yakina wu.
As Deuteronomy 15 promises.
Kita me lodo chik aparabi miu chikere kere.
So everyone must have a money maker and must be working.
Dung dana chela chelong mirobed ikede ginoro ame miu chene mine binu.
And the biggest gift you can give is just like it says, love your neighbor as yourself.
Mando punyer papata tieni manono motabera me rombe ya wotiu nyola ngiri ubedo me yini mare achalo kira yini mare kere dong yini pe mi jami kun yini tia miri mi entida tenungo jami enang tenge yo me jo.
And what love means in Leviticus 19 is teach them to work.
Aya iyo lebe apara bon wente koni pungi kiremeti pe miu nono ginagama keken.
10 times in the Bible it tells fathers train the children.
Tiena pari Bible komoni manono papo punyu tinu.
You train the children in morals and you train them in work.
Iponyo tini kita becho mebedi akina jo kede woro jo medo kede kireme teach.
Now next.
Ket screen no kene eno.
What is the definition of money?
Ka wando gonyo tek chiene nyolim tieningo.
Money doubles for God.
Chiende miero nyaye piuba.
So the definition of money, it's really in 2 layers. One layer is that it keeps doubling for God.
Kai gonyo ngo buru chiene poburu kalima me yinti chiame migire tieni side ene mena machel komuni miero do beda metia nyaye kita en beru kereno. Teki petia nyanu yini pe chiene.
And the other layer is how the government taxes the money.
Akamena Mario metebero kita me yini miri nya koni government nuwa metapodegi uchoro mechene yindo titi yuni.
So God's money will keep doubling unless you eat it.
Chino ba beru nya meda mera ni kwanyo ka ubero ka boli yunge chammo.
I told you our wedding day was 200,000 shillings.
Akobini agit wa beru teru chile la harioka ken me Uganda.
So that God's money could keep doubling.
Wegano kenecha wana mede nyayo wie.
If you have 10 kilograms of maize,
Kadonga money piero beru project me wano tuti yuni nyanguna be. Kilogram par menywagi.
you can ask wise people and you can get 3,000 kilograms in an acre.
Ibiru ye kwa ye nyonge chibojo ame ginungu wara nyimi kirme pur. Itedo dugo kashe kede kilogram tutumia dek kunichako ka para ke.
And so you get very good maize, DK777, the Kenya maize.
Mena me akoba me wana umacho miyo jokene cha. Iteo ye nyunywaga ber.
And you learn from the church how to dry it.
Aka nu wano punyu ikireme mi yutwo.
So you get 3,000 kilograms twice a year forever.
We katwere tutumia dek kilo mere mwaka cheli nungirio. Temeda meda.
Unless you eat it.
Ni kwanyo ka uberu ni target tika ni mirichari apuruite.
That's how all money is.
Kita mechene beru kere no.
So in Matthew 25, there's the parable of the talents.
Matayo Piero wa bi tieo dodo nyo charokop me kireme riego kere gumba mono Yesu mio jono.
The 10 talent and the 5 talent doubled.
A bit kera par tenya yoko.
The 1 talent did not double. In fact, he buried it and all he had was 1 talent.
Lo monu mi achiel tegire wuyi ko koping ka chama pieno nu pegire tia mitenya yewie.
And it says, you wicked, lazy worker.
Winba chao kena na abuchu winyo bala nu ati mere badana mena macheli ni yina kirde bale ame come watch ada nu pedire mu tiji choro menya yewi gina menu tichi.
He takes the talent and he gives it to the man with 10 talents.
Ukwanyo moto talanta temi yudano no.
That's
Dongo
who-
kene.
Do you see who God is?
Neno kong kitu banti kere. Yina do peti yunyo game bori du. Mi jo kene.
If we are faithful with God's talents, we will be over cities. We'll be over 10 cities.
Kum ka wano bedo gen kiri gina me teaching wa ba kiri ngicha me wano nunguni yene. Peu bedo kaya lira ka kene nyo yame kene nyo morata. Wano nungu ti uboyo boma poro ti nakasoroti wano ti Kampala wano ti Jinja wudi wati kunuma pa ikudi ngogi.
We will sit with Jesus on his throne. We will judge the angels.
Aya di mata do ipola me bino bino tenu ni uba mi ilo yokali Afrika dushu wunu malaika gi kuniti wuni tu kom kero ba mene no kita me lobo ti agwot kede ikwa me bino bino.
Do you see who you are?
Ko nen ko nga yini bedo jote ye kope.
In Matthew 11:11,
Matayo para chel
John the Baptist was the greatest in the whole Old Testament.
o komuni monula kana barje na karnu dun ditalo ikikachon me Bible.
But then it says, each of you is greater than John the Baptist.
Ko nen utoko te komuni monu dana chel yakina wa do no duong lo la kan la barja ikikachon dusu.
How can you be greater than all the Old Testament heroes?
Ke win kong yini rombe de dita karuni ni yini matorni nyo wi morni ame ya kan me ya ye yini te lo yo o teha me chikachon ne Bible du
You have the blood of Christ.
pini yini dikere rema Yesu Kristo
You have,
bapti
you have the Holy Spirit.
itikere chunyaling
Jesus calls you brothers and sisters.
kai win Yesu twalu ba wod komuni yini bedo minere kera minere.
In Romans 8, it says you'll have the same inheritance that Jesus gets in heaven.
Roma boro komuni yini tikere gina me yini wole yo kere la horo yipolo a Roma kere na me yicha bugamo. Mire mi doni kuoni.
You don't want to be told you wicked, lazy.
Pay me to know ba bin wor ko bi da na ko tin churu ni in kir rat da ko mi wat.
God loves us,
Ba ko marwa
but we have to get out of primary one.
eto mir ya ko nasari kiri primary bir noyo bir dodu kare dusu sian peko. Wore no kene.
So go make disciples.
Iwinyo wori imi lokjo bedjo ame lubu Yesu.
In Matthew 10, he sent out the 12,
Matayo apare no chwalo kwena mera parario.
and he told them to go multiply disciples.
Teko mani manu wori nya unu kwena jo aluba beda Paul.
And you first of all want eternal. You want them to have salvation.
Nujo awano ko bani kwena ni kurijo ako koni wori ebo ko gicha.
But remember, there's 3 eternal relations.
Eto ngeni ikop me perakin tie kit kubuat tame romadek.
Love God, love your neighbor, love your work and calling.
Maro banga mar neighbors ni te maro luome ti kedi kuoni kedi teach.
I'm not just discipling and saying, you're saved, go to heaven like a primary one baby.
An peti ka punya jo me koni hindi lara ko wore nungu kire mo me ngut gi kire me pakoma kire wore ai te gi ka level balane ni ngata mo gi inasere kire primary.
I'm also telling them they need to get out of primary one and be good stewards of God's gifts.
Nudu idok teach ba akadi pe wor chukul no miru yini doi level amede tunu koi college kire university kire professor gi ameti chidu nya level edu timara pa.
For the last 11 years, all my vacations have been in Africa.
Mwaka para chela mo karange katia wea ma ya kwa ya America abina bedi Africa kan.
Every year now, 6 months a year, I'm here.
Dwera bichel dut mwaka nwati kan. Momul po yabaye.
There's no better kingdom investment.
Pedung tikita bera me ana romu tikere menya yokero ba.
You are the best investment in the world.
Punya me ana ke lobori ke gida me wana metu ti kara chel mo beru ti me nya yo lo nya bera do lo amo beru yin.
You love God and you tell your neighbor.
Ka ini maro banga miri ko bi nebani.
Mark 4 describes 4 different soils.
Lobe angwen na me mak marako angwen dang tiu kobo. Lobo.
The first 2 soils aren't even saved.
Me ario lobe ario mo peru jama ye pera la ratwal.
The third soil is saved, but they're just a primary one, baby.
Lobo mena madeka mo piru jam ye olare gire eto pedu te yedan.
They have no fruit at all.
Nyige pe.
They're worried about this world. They're worried about money.
Paro lim, paro kopelo boni diga bedingo, gamente, kani ko dingo giduju.
That third soil is like America.
Me adek ko mirambi de bala America.
Africa is like the fourth soil.
Entia ko boni wana chol dogi, uti bala men lobo mang entia.
When you hear the Bible, you change.
Kai wini unu jiri wini lakaro ko.
And you will bear fruit 60-fold, 100-fold.
Wun kai wini unu jiri kere kopa me wano ber ko be wuni nyaho unu nyige piera bichel, mia chel. Et America de chale peper wini jiri.
Some of you will have the biggest companies in Africa.
Dano ni uberu kom project a intu chwa shopping dang miri mere no ni manone ne ponyo wani jokeni ya kena uwa beru ke company ta dong ya Africa kana peme momot. Kum kana me yini ya eno.
It's not how big we are, it's how big is our God.
Pe beru kita me wano dongo kere eto beru kita mo banga wadit kere kitini yang kere ye.
When you disciple 12 and they disciple 12, lira will change.
Ka yini ponyo jo jama me wano ko beni jo apara yo ke ponyo jo apara yo kene. Ai no laudo la karo.
I come here to train trainers. I want you to train others.
Ana bilu kan me ponyo jo me wo ponyo jo piendu tijira nya ko nyige.
If you have 2 elephants, after 5 years you get 2 more elephants.
Kai tikere liej momeno. Ario yunge mwaka biji nungo liej tunya ario keke.
If you have 2 rabbits, after 5 years you can get 69 million rabbits.
Yunge mwaka bi. Yin kai tikere apwa chela ken yunge mwaka biji nungo tikin million pera bichel we are bongwen apo mundo lo nyarom kwene.
All of your homes,
Pachi wudut.
all of your works need to be multiplying like rabbits.
Iwini munu. Tishu miru nya bala po million pera bichel we are bongwen pe mwaka bi liya shario keken. Lim. Kara liya chiku chato kwene.
Regretfully, in America, there's a couple of staff members and they're doing all the work.
Yewa yoma tekni ya America nuti jo apola tiyo pero wadang nuti tiyo gini jama pol.
Their job is much more fun if this is the training center and the testimony center because you're working everywhere.
Ti gidong beda yora ka mano bedo ka puonyere mano bedo chaden ginte ya kano te woti kanoro dusu.
Imagine an army that just has 2 generals working.
Ko inen monya meti ka ote hario kikena meti alwen.
You need to have everyone working.
Yo dusu mier bedo mako duhu.
So, we are commanded to disciple. We're commanded to go make disciples.
Do wano chiko wame wot puonyo jo apol bedo lo Yesu.
These were Jesus' final words.
Do man ko me agika me Yesu binu kobo.
We must multiply and you will change Africa.
Wan mier nya ote bedo apol te loko Africa dusu.
First of all, they need salvation. Second of all, they need to know their relationship with work and calling.
Me achiel dano miro lare